I am really looking forward to year 3 in the Titans franchise. It feels like we're really starting to get to that point now where the franchise starts to settle in. We've had 2 draft classes, and we're going to be debuting rookie first-round pick Devian Bynes very shortly. Today we're going through the preseason, entering year 3, getting a chance to see the new playmakers on offense, a new starting center in Chris Wimbley, who we took in the middle of the draft, and then some changes we've made defensively as well. But it's always fun to see the team change, to bring in new players, and to wonder who is going to surprise us. We made some big changes defensively, bringing in Rashawn Gary and J.J. Watt. The front 7 should be very strong with a good pass rush, and I'm hoping that this leads to a bit better run defense as well. J.J. Watt is 35 years old. He's dealt with injuries late in his career, but I'm really hoping he can strengthen this defense. But otherwise, the defense really hasn't changed a lot from last year. It's the offense that's seen more change with Calvin Ridley and McCole Hardman no longer here, and us bringing in a first-round rookie receiver, Kendrick Bourne as well, Rashad Polite, the rookie. So we're going to go through all 3 preseason games and jump around to see the key moments and big plays, starting with Trey Lance going deep for Deebo Samuel, and he just can't bring it in. I think he scores if he catches that. But let's get to our offense now. Malik Willis entering year 3. And right away, going with a new wrinkle in the offense, what we can do here in the pistol is have Derrick Henry as the fullback and Rashad Polite as the pitchman. This was actually a suggestion during the stream of the preseason, and I immediately liked that wrinkle. I, however, do not enjoy the interception here quite as much, as we had rookies Rashad Polite and Dominic Brooks fail to stop getting in each other's way. 49ers take over. Trey Lance completing this pass to George Kittle. And one thing I saw here in the preseason was that we still don't really have the best coverage talent for slowing down those tight ends. And the linebacker spot, we haven't really brought in an impact player yet. 49ers get the touchdown on that drive. We go back to Willis and the offense, and gotta get the rookie involved. Cut by Devian Bynes into San Francisco territory. He's taken over a very big role in the offense. He's gonna play at all depths, run every route, and be asked to do a lot. And I think that he's gonna be able to handle it. He has great route running, can get off the line, has good speed as well. I think he actually compares really well to a player like Calvin Ridley. I'm also going to be looking at a couple changes in the offense for guys like Treylon Burks, who I don't want to play as the big slot any longer. That's been his role in the offense. I'm thinking more like a true Z receiver, playing a more physical role. And I still think he'll have a good role as an intermediate route runner. He's always done that well in this series. Makes great catches along the boundary. And keep in mind, I'm only talking about what's different. What stays the same? Derrick Henry in for the touchdown. This is still a very heavy rushing offense. And hopefully, despite losing a couple playmakers, we can pick up where we left off last year with all that positive momentum. Defensively, the pass rush should be in for a big year. Terrell Riddick will be swapping sides, while Rashawn Gary will play on the offense's right side instead. It just helps out with the scheme fit and XP, everything with the change I made in the offseason. But now in the second quarter, we do have the backups coming in, and the backup quarterback I've brought in is Geno Smith. Back to pass on second down, trying to buy time, and a little bit off the mark there, had Dominic Brooks wide open. Always interesting when you get the backups on the field. And a big issue we saw was the blocking of the right side of this offensive line. San Francisco has it later. This is Elijah Mitchell weaving his way through and getting in cleanly, untouched, touchdown. It's just not fair when the offense leaves in starting caliber players to play backups. We got it later. Pass is caught And that's Byron Bentley entering his second season after spending his rookie year with the Cardinals. They didn't want to keep him around. Got a bubble screen here for Hassan Haskins. He'll definitely never be catching that again, but he did there and got the first down. Wide open, Kyle Phillips. Really happy with our receiver depth, and you go back to the Week 18 game last year, and you gotta be impressed with guys like Taylor and Phillips. Hassan Haskins also has shown some good ability as the running back behind Derrick Henry, but that hasn't really been a big role for much of this series and probably won't be changing at all this year. The offensive line always struggles when we go to the backups. It's just going to happen every time. We got Elijah Mitchell here, making the catch, keeping his balance. So many nice plays made by CPU running backs going up against our backups. You know, I enjoyed a little bit watching these running backs make plays, and then it's Danny Gray downfield, and he replaces Deebo Samuel, and he's able to make the nice catch. Later, it's a first down throw inside the 5. Waiting for a corner to make a play. They can't do it. Little play action on first down. And we get the pressure, and the ball comes out. We can't pick it up. We brought in Tyquan Lewis, Justin Jones, a lot of defensive line depth. I believe that was Lewis, who wears number 94. Later in the third quarter, how about Paul Taylor downfield? On the streak, he goes 78 to the house. Taylor has speed to get behind defenders, and we've got to find a way to utilize him and Phillips. Really want to use all these receivers. They each bring something to the table that you find intriguing. Really nice throw here from Geno Smith as well. Later in the third, 49ers not giving up much pressure. Pass gets caught around the 10-yard line. We struggled to force incompletions, and the secondary really was not able to do a whole lot. They do help us get a coverage sack here as Cedric Samuel gets home. But let's go back to the offense again. Geno Smith looking pretty good so far. Sideline to Kyle Phillips, and he makes the catch. I was really happy with the accuracy of Geno, and I felt like he could step in if need be for a short while. You know what you look for in a backup quarterback. I quickly was very impressed with him. Defensively here, 3rd and 1. Too much separation. Roger McCreary gets beat that time for a first down. And then they go with a handoff to Danny Gray, and the fumble gets forced. We just can't find a way to fall on it somehow. Tyquan Lewis gets shaken up. He would be all right. 3rd and 13. Costello all kinds of time. We only sent 3, and eventually someone's going to separate. McCreary again gives up the catch, but can't fault him when it's like a 5 or 6 second play. We have an undrafted quarterback in there now. This is Brian Kowalski with a nice ball to the outside, caught by Dominic Brooks. Traded up for him. Not a popular move, but he is going to have a role immediately on day 1. Brian Kowalski, meanwhile, probably not so much. That pass gets intercepted. We go back to our defense. Costello, good coverage, forced to his left and sacked. Cedric Samuel definitely stands out when you put all backups on the field, and you know, it makes sense. He's a guy who rotates in with the starters. He showed good play as a rookie. How about Kowalski here trying to make the team by showing his ability to throw a no-look pass? And it does get complete up towards the 50-yard line. And then Rashad Polite running left. We drafted Polite as a receiver, but he's going to play running back, receiver, returner. Looking for creative ways to use him. And then Dominic Brooks. I think he'll be the second tight end when we go to tight end because of his blocking abilities, but he showed some good receiving ability as well. And here's the speed of Rashad Polite. Very easy to fall in love with his play style. I think he's going to need some time as a running back to develop, but when he's got a bit of space, I mean, you can't coach speed. He's got plenty of it. Kowalski missed one badly, and then that one wasn't very good either. Trying to make the practice squad here. Brian Kowalski, this one caught by Savon Russell. We get it inside the 5 for 4th and inches. And give it to Hassan Haskins, who has a nice violent running style, and he gets close to the end zone. And then Kowalski, jump ball, and ripped away from Byron Bentley, who had a really good chance to haul that in. 3rd and goal, one more try, touchdown. It's Larry Christmas, the undrafted tight end who made a nice catch earlier in this game as well. Impressed with him. 3 minutes to go in this opening preseason game. Nice patient running by Danny Gray as he picks up 8. Wasn't too impressed with the run defense efforts of our backups, especially on this read option. This is just embarrassing. San Francisco's unique running plays tend to work really well against the backups that don't get off blocks or make tackles all that well, so not a fun team to face at all in preseason play. And Costello's able to end it here on another read option keep. And I guess we got one more play. What do we got here? We go 5 seconds left. All right, we had time for one last play. Brian Kowalski, how about this throw? Finding Rashad Polite. It said poor accuracy, but I'm sure happy with where the ball ended up. And Rashad Polite shows off the ability to track that and make the catch. So, you know, that was mostly focused on the backups, and I felt like the defense left a lot to be desired. The pass rush looked all right. And then I liked the play of Geno Smith, and I felt like he quickly showed he could be the backup quarterback without us having to search around for anybody else. The tight ends also look good, Brooks and Christmas, and good to see a big play out of Paul Taylor. So let's go into game 2 now against the Arizona Cardinals. We start on offense. First half, all offense in this game, and Malik Willis facing a 3rd down the middle to Treylon Burks. Another change for Burks is he'll play more in the 2 receiver sets, at least right away, unless I end up really liking Kendrick Bourne. But I want Bourne to play the slot role. He did that here in this Cardinals game, and I quickly realized that he's just going to be the slot receiver. Willis slips past the defender, stays on his feet, and finds enough room to make the 3rd down manageable. That's a gain of 15. And then a 3rd down and 5. Right at the sticks for Burks, and that's just a catch you hope he can start making more regularly. We have a change at kicker this year. We signed Matt Gay in free agency, and he hits the kick from 50 yards with ease. That's the only kicking highlight I think I have in this video. Defense now facing Kyler Murray. Throwing across the middle and knocked away by Monty Rice. Next play. Should have been intercepted by Zach Cunningham. Next play. It is intercepted by Amani Hooker. What is Kyler Murray doing? 3 plays in a row he should have been picked off. Now we get to practice our red zone offense. Malik Willis back to pass. Across the middle. Touchdown to Sal Sexton. Cannot wait to see him and Bynes together this season. Remember, Sexton missed the end of the year last year with an injury, and now he's healthy again. Going back to defense, a nice throw there to Kyler Murray, and now everybody's covered. He's going to throw it deep anyway, and it gets knocked away by Caleb Farley, who I think was the best corner we had last season. We try to bring some pressure, and Farley gets beat by DeAndre Hopkins. And it's a 1st down. Tough matchup there for Farley. But a run here on 2nd down. And a nice job playing that against A.J. Dillon. We want to see better run defense. And now trying to get off the field on 3rd down. We force the check down to Dillon. Nicely done. Again with the offense. We're not seeing a whole lot of Derrick Henry here. Just trying to figure out the passing game. I'm looking for more route running out of the slot this year, and that's where Kendrick Bourne comes in. 2nd and short. Derrick Henry time. He gets the 1st. Next play, 1st and 10. We bring in Rashad Polite, and almost reverses field, but it's a loss of 1. 3rd down and 15 now for Malik Willis, with pressure getting to him as Timmy Church gives up the rush to Kellum, and that ends up being a stop for Arizona. Kyler Murray in the 2nd quarter, back to pass on 1st down, pressured by J.J. Watt, and down he goes. We have a chance, I think, to be the best pass rush in the NFL this year. Back on offense, Willis getting out of the pocket with plenty of space. I think I've gotten a lot better at finding those scrambling opportunities and actually getting Willis through the mess there sometimes. It can be difficult because the defenders are just able to close and latch on so easily. There's Bourne once again. And the big reason I wanted to have Bourne there is because now we don't have like an established number 1 receiver. So Bynes might have to go up against some of the best corners and could struggle at points. So I want another separation-oriented receiver like Kendrick Bourne and his route running to be in the slot, giving us effectively 2 really good options, I think, on any 3rd down pass. Run defense looking all right here against Arizona. That was a 2nd and 1 stuff. 3rd down and 1. We forced them to the air. Murray got it. Just enough separation facing Christian Fulton. We're showing pressure on this 3rd down, and we only send 4. Got the pressure, and Rashawn Gary forces the throwaway of Kyler Murray. The entire front 4 impressed me. Going back to the offense, and Willis off the play action, a big part of the offense. Going downfield for Devian Bynes. I cannot wait to get this guy in games that count. And I've got to be a little bit careful, on some of these riskier plays, but especially in preseason, you want to test the limits. And there are certain throws there, like I can't run that with Treylon Burks. I need really good speed to get that angle against the safety. And Bynes opens up so much. 2nd quarter is almost done as Kyler throws this one downfield. Great coverage by Christian Fulton. Never a chance there. But now we go into the 2nd half, and it's all backups, and the quarterback now becomes Mike White. And nice job along the sideline. That was Roger McCreary with a big play. Mike White 1st down, under pressure, Tyquan Lewis. So Lewis has had some good moments pass rushing here in the preseason. I look at him as the first guy off the bench to help us out there in the interior. We force a fumble. Chance Campbell scoops and scores. Touchdown, Tennessee. I believe we led the league in turnovers forced last year, so hopefully we can force a whole lot more of those. We got a new quarterback in there, and unfortunately for him, the pass protection wasn't going to be up to par. This is Cedric Pierce who's in the game. In the first preseason game, we lost our right tackle backup in Shaq Carmichael. So now we're going to the 3rd right tackle. How good do you think that guy is? Here's a run. Sean Godwin, undrafted running back I picked up this year, has good speed. Needs some time to develop, however. But just too much pressure off the right side to really do much. I didn't even realize how many times we had gotten sacked in this game until it was so many. Back on defense, Mike White, he's going down. And there's Cedric Samuel once again. He should also rotate in to get a good bit of playing time this year. Poor Cedric Pierce, man. We just could not get a lot of usable tape here in this game. That's Mike Russell, the right tackle, who's like a 62 overall. And play after play, he's getting beat. Paul Taylor showing good speed there to jet that outside. He gets the 1st down. 9 minutes to go in this 2nd preseason game. Cedric Pierce under pressure and blanket coverage downfield. This Kellum pass rusher, I don't know him, but he's really, really good, it looks like. He had a sack against Church earlier. There we go. That's Bernard Orchard, 6th-round pick. He gets into the mix and gets a sack. 2nd down, more pressure. Getting the ball out, though, and Mike White's on target. I really hope to see a lot more out of guys like Justin Gardner and, Chris Jackson in the secondary, but they just struggled to get past deflections and make plays. Almost done here in this game, but Pierce avoids the sack, throwing that to Paul Taylor. This is a situation we're down by 7, trying to get the game tied if possible, but the pass rush was not about to allow that to happen. We go to 4th down and 14, and Pierce just gets decked again. Yeah, we got sacked like 12, 13 times in this game, so there was an obvious roster move to make afterwards. So that's 2 games in the books. Malik Willis and the starting offense looked pretty good. Definitely got comfortable early with the passing game here, and I think that the new receivers are not going to lead to too much adapting. I feel like we're hitting the ground running there. But we do have a couple scenarios coming out of that second game. We begin with the receiver mentorship, and we're already getting an extra boost for Devian Bynes, as Kendrick Bourne's going to show him a thing or two about route running. Release goes up as well, so that's basically an extra upgrade. And then we go to the training camp standout, and this is going to end up being corner Christian Fulton, a guy who doesn't really need the help, but like +5 man coverage. I mean, you can get 3 upgrades there and not even get that. So that's sitting at 94, making it even easier for us to sit in man coverage, which makes life a lot easier. But yes, we got to make a roster move now. We're going to release Mike Russell, look for a different backup right tackle as we go into our final preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. This was also streamed live if you want to watch the whole thing. I wanted to just see a drive from the starting offense and a drive from the starting defense. Jeffrey Simmons gets the sack. You're meant to play your starters for 3 quarters in this game, but I felt like I wanted to see a lot more of the backups. And that Cardinals game, I just felt like so much of it, we just didn't get to do anything with the backup offense. But we're facing these starters for the Carolina Panthers. Eric Baker is the young quarterback that they drafted. And this is a Panthers team that really has a nice offense with the moves they've made in this series. They've brought in 2 receivers. And here Baker finds one. Brandon Ayuk for the touchdown. They also signed McCole Hardman. And they kept CMC, DJ Moore. This should be a really tough NFC opponent that we won't face this year. There we get Traylon Burks underneath a catch, trying to match the Panthers and their touchdown. Willis across the middle. There's Dominic Brooks. He will be playing with the starters a lot. A screen here for Devian Bynes. Just want to use him in so many ways this year. Here's some play action on 2nd down. Get that to the fullback. It's Leonard Rouse. He is close to the 1st down. I also wanted to try a play that I don't like to run very much, but can Rashad Polite make it work? Not even he can fix the end around in this game. 3rd and 11 for Malik Willis. Down the middle for Sexton, and just can't connect. It was tight, and we end up having to kick there. And from that point, I began to bring in a lot of the backups. Not all 11 players on the field, but enough. And Christian McCaffrey obviously looks pretty good against backups. Here's McCole Hardman on the outside, boxing out Chris Jackson. Panthers will get down the field, and Baker identifies the seam immediately, finding Hardman for the touchdown. Geno Smith is out there, and so is the running back, Sean Godwin, who gets a big lane to run and gets beyond the 40-yard line. Taylor and Phillips, the receivers in the game here. On 1st down, Geno goes long. It's Phillips, and he's overthrown. But he did get open. Trying to see what Godwin can do, and hey, when he's got a wide open running lane, he can definitely take advantage of it. I did keep in a couple of the starting linemen here. Church is in there, Petit Frere as well. This pass, however, gets jumped and intercepted by Jeremy Chin. The Panthers saw this as an opportunity to build up their highlight reel playing against a lot of backups. Eric Baker. He's throwing this one to the end zone and leaping for it. Brandon Ayuk. Touchdown. was just hoping one play from some of these guys, and it just didn't always happen. That's a tough catch there made by Rashad Polite. And I don't know, 100% what his role is going to look like, but we're going to try some things out and see what sticks. Here I wanted to see a bit more of Godwin. We throw it on second down to Byron Bentley, but that first down run didn't go well. 3rd and 1. Again, it seems like he just goes down on first contact, and right now with his abilities, he kind of gets what's already blocked for him, but isn't much of a creator right now. So if you have a really good line, I mean, he's going to look good. I think he's a couple years away, personally. Here's a fake on first down, and Geno drives this one down the middle. It's caught by Chig Okonkwo. Doesn't Geno look good out there in this offense? Godwin running inside. Again, just first contact and goes down. And then, wide open, he catches the touchdown. I like a lot of his ratings, but right now it's very much like jack of all trades, master of none, like so many things in the 70s, but nothing that you can label a strength beyond his athleticism. So Stevie Winston here, he is the power running back that I signed. He's like 230 pounds. And from the first play, really, you can see, like, he's going to move the pile. Like, contact is not ending the play every time. Geno. Well, that's unfortunate. Intercepted. Wanted to see if Phillips could separate there. He didn't, and yet I chose to throw the ball anyway. Do not recommend. Carolina looking for more points. McCaffrey out of a tackle. Still on his feet. Poor backup defenders, man. I thought this was actually a good opportunity because, like, if anybody can make a big play, it would be really good and stand out against the starters. That didn't happen as much as you may think. Touchdown, McCole Hardman. We have the 3rd and 4th quarterbacks getting playing time now. Brian Kowalski, he's not making the team. Pass is intercepted. I just don't understand why Madden makes, like, low ratings be this bad. Up the seam. That's caught. Uh-oh, DJ Moore off to the races. Yeah, there's a difference in backup versus starting caliber players. We have the ball. We got down here because of a penalty mostly. Stevie Winston gets a couple of yards. Of course, we're going to go for it on 4th down. And wide open on the slant. It's Byron Bentley. Touchdown. And Bentley will make the team as a depth receiver. Carolina turns to their backups finally in the 4th quarter, and now it's much more of an even matchup. Now we can actually somewhat stop the run. Here they try to go left, and Adeniji is there. Also, Chance Campbell. Try to go up the gut. Yep, not going to happen anymore. 3rd down and 6. How about the secondary? Can they make a play? Well, a good coverage sack helps, and it's Rashad Weaver who makes the play. We make the change and have Cedric Pierce out there again, hopefully with better blocking. And dumping this to Julius Chestnut. Saw a lot of these rookie running backs. I wanted to still see Chestnut in case I still wanted him to make the roster. 4th and 12. Wide open is Byron Bentley. Showed off good hands and simply made the plays that came his way. How about Pierce and his escape ability? Showing off speed, getting out of bounds. 16 yards. That's really nice to see. Offset eye. Going to Julius Chestnut. We get a gain of 6. Play action on 2nd down. Pierce to the end zone. Overthrowing Larry Christmas. You gotta make that one. That's a money ball right there. Carolina gets it back. 2 minutes to go. We're just about done. Pressure. Down goes the quarterback, Tyquan Lewis. Definitely had himself a nice preseason. 25 seconds left. The end of preseason right here. Pierce patiently waits for Bentley to get open. He gets the 1st down. Trying to put this one in the end zone now. Pierce steps up. It's tipped and intercepted. And that's how it all comes to an end. I enjoyed preseason. The streams for these are always a really good time. Now, I don't know how I always do this. I forgot to check the stats before getting into making cuts. But I try to go based off more of the eye test than stats when I'm making the cuts. Cedric Pierce makes the practice squad. Brian Kowalski will just be cut. We have 2 quarterbacks. For the running backs, Steve Winston goes to the practice squad. Joe Boyd did, but was later released. And then Dante Rose gets cut. And we go to receiver, Savon Russell, and Brandon Stills, along with Armin Booth. All 3 of them end up going to the practice squad. We move to offensive line. J.C. Dickens will go to the practice squad. We will move the defense. Laurel Murchison ends up being released. Lindsey Gross to the practice squad. And we go to safety, where I signed a couple guys late, and they will end up both going on the practice squad. So that was my first round of cuts, and then trying to make the cuts on players who I would like to make the team, but we just don't have room for. Larry Christmas to the practice squad. Sean Godwin, and hopefully nobody signs him, because I do think he could be solid in a year or two. We will release Shaq Carmichael. And then I had one more move to make. Justin Gardner to the practice squad. And that brings us into week 1, where we will take on the Dallas Cowboys to open the season. We have 2 players who are hurt. Monty Rice will miss this game, and Cedric Samuel, so there will be a replacement starting linebacker in this game. So how does everybody feel about the team now at this stage, going into year 3? I am very excited and hopeful about this team. I feel like we've got some really interesting talents in the receiving game, and as long as they stay healthy, I think it's going to be a really good passing attack. And maybe signing Kendrick Bourne is going to have more of an impact than I immediately thought when he was just a signing after we got into preseason. But with Sal Sexton out there, Devian Bynes, and then the growth, I think, with just Malik Willis at the end of last year, I'm looking forward to this a lot. On the defensive side, it hasn't really changed a lot, but where it has is for exciting reasons. I mean, we bring in Rashawn Gary, J.J. Watt. You do worry about Watt staying on the field, but the pass rush should be better now, adding in Rashawn Gary and having Terrell Riddick a year older. I still think that we're going to struggle against safeties, pass coverage, running backs, but we're pretty good when it comes to getting pass rush, making plays in the secondary, and then you just hope that the run defense isn't as much of a disaster as it was last year, because that lost us a number of games. It's hard to overcome in this one. And then you got, a chance for some role players to make an impact. Guys like Rashad Polite, Cedric Samuel, Tyquan Lewis. It's going to be fun to see this season unfold. And I think we have a really entertaining schedule as well. Dallas is the opener. We get the Ravens afterwards. We'll face the NFC North this season. And the Dolphins in week 7 with their high-flying offense and ridiculous receiving core alongside a rookie quarterback. I can't wait for that one. We don't get the most interesting division schedule in terms of those games happening at interesting times, but we do get 4 games in a row mid-season all in division. And then to round out the schedule, at Vikings versus Chiefs, take on the Jets, and then the Bills in an AFC Championship game rematch. I can't wait for year 3. That will be coming your way here in just a few days. And we'll be on to our newest season here in the Titans franchise. Leave your thoughts down below on the offseason and the team going into year 3. Please leave a like if you're enjoying the action, subscribe for year 3, and I'll see you all then when we kick off against Dallas. Have a great day.